Hello art friends, I'm Robin. For the last of our fish series, we're going to create an environment for our fish to live in. Now the bright colours of Magiclay are just perfect to create our underwater scene. I'm going to show you lots of ways to make different creatures and plants, then you can use your imagination to make your own underwater scene. Ready to start? Great. Now let's see what we're going to need. I've got my paper Magiclay, the candy colours. I've got some scissors, some modelling tools, my white paper Magiclay and an acetate sheet to work on. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to make is a starfish, and this one here has some little balls of white Magiclay that I've imprinted with the tool, and this one's got some lines of Magiclay. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those first. Now, as I say, this is about you using your imagination. I'll show you the basic bits, then you can just go wild. I'm going to choose maybe some red. And as I always say, just always make sure these lids are on. So I want you to roll this off a ball and then squash it. So you've got like a little flat disc. Now with your scissors, I want you to cut 5 cuts. Now, see how you go. If they're nice and even, then the little arms of the starfish will be fairly evenly spaced, but it doesn't matter. I've done 5. With your fingers, then just see if you can just change those shapes into starfish arms. Just pushing along. Now, if you're not happy with your arms, you can just, if one's too big, you can use your scissors just to trim it back, or just, there we go, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, now there's lots of ways I can decorate my starfish. This one here I like, and that's just little balls of Magiclay that I've just imprinted on. So I might try that one. I might just go with the bright yellow. So I'm going to get couple of, now these don't need to be very big, quite small balls, really, tiny balls, and pop them on. I sometimes like to put them on the areas where the scissors were. See this little tiny cut there? I like to hide that. Pop a little ball there just to hide that nick that you made with your scissors. Just pop those on there. Now, my starfish are almost the same size, but you might want to make little tiny ones or really, really big ones. Okay, I've got a few there. Now, with my tool, I've got a pointy tool here. I'm going to just press that in. That helps them stick, but also it gives us a nice, realistic effect here. And I might just use my tool also just to pop some more starfish-like marks on my starfish. So there's my starfish. So now I have 3 starfish to put over here. Now the next one is, let's make some very fine seaweed. So with this one, I might just, once again, choose. Now, if you want to, you've got the candy colours come in a big wide range, but if you want to, you can actually mix your colours together. Now, I've got a little bit of yellow left here, and I might mix that in with my green. Now, when you're mixing colours, always just try and make a long snake, wind it up and twist and blend. I actually like to see the different colours as the variation of the different colours, so I'm going to not to mix it up too much. Right, now I'm going to roll a snake, a very thin snake, a very thin snake. Very thin snake. And then with my fingers, I'm just going to go along and pinch my snake every so often. So I've got a lovely seaweedy effect. So every few centimetres. Now this is very thin and it's very soft, and it's not going to stand up like this one is until it's dry. So I'm going to let him just sit over here until it's dry. It will stand up perfectly when it's dry, but you need to, I'm going to leave him just here while we move on to something else. I'm going to make a seashell now. Let's see. I think the blue will be great. Let's grab a bit of blue. Going to make a ball and then just squash it down like with your fingers. Then pinch one end, just pinch one end. Using your tools, I want you then just to make some little lines across the top to give it that nice shell effect. Now don't forget, I'm giving you the basics, and what I want you to do is to have a look at the basic structures of how I've made these undersea creatures, and for you then to create your own and use your own imagination and experiment with different colorways and different textures. So here's the start of my shell, and I might just press it, widen it a bit, and I might use this bit of white here just to make some lines. When you're rolling out your snake, make sure that do make it very thin, very, very thin. So now I've got 3 shells. Okay. Now these little tiny, just little seaweed balls, I think I'll call them, are just long snakes just joined together. So let's have a little go. Once again, don't forget to pop those lids back on. So I'm making a long snake. Long snake. A very long snake. And then just scrunching him up really into a ball. So now I've got 3 seaweed balls. The last one we're going to look at is this seaweed, and the seaweed is I've mixed, as you might be able to see, I've mixed the light green and the dark green to get that nice variegated effect. So I might try a little bit of this greeny colour. And I think I might mix a little bit of this one. The colours are just gorgeous. I'm loving those colours. Let's just get, there we go. So I'm going to mix that light green and this aqua colour together. Now what you need for this one is very similar to the other seaweed really. What we need is just to make a snake, and then we're going to press it. But this snake's a little bit thicker. So I'm happy with that colour. So it's a much thicker snake. And once again, we're pinching on both sides. I'm just going to pinch on both sides there. I'm going to let him sit because, as I said, same with the other seaweed, it's very soft and it won't stand up if it's until it's dry. So I'm going to sit there, that one there. Here's the other snake. I'm just going to keep blending. Okay, And when that's nice and dry, it'll stand up. Okay. What we have here is some great techniques for you to make your own underwater creatures and your own underwater plants. And with that lovely Magiclay softness and the bright colours, they'll just work out a treat. Thank you for joining me. I really love working with the Magiclay, and those bright colours are fantastic to make anything undersea, or even you can use those same techniques to make a garden, a farm, anything at all. I look forward to seeing you again soon.